It is time, probably the last time I do the Vandals for 2024. Arcane just released, and we're gonna see where it places amongst the 76 Vandals that are in the game. And I already know one of you are going to say, this list was made by ChatGPT. We're on a roll. Every single video people say this list is made by ChatGPT. Well, guess what? This list is made using voting on my Discord with 75,000 members, but even better yet, the top 16 Vandals go through a separate poll on YouTube, amounting over the long term to over 200,000 votes. So none of that, only good quality. Let's get into it. Hey, GPT, can you do me the best Vandal list skin ranking for YouTube, please?
Okay, look at that, my brother.
Starting us off, we're gonna start right in the D tier. No F tier because a lot of the F and D tier are pretty interchangeable and I don't really want to waste your guys' time. So we will rapid fire the boring part starting from the bottom. There is a nice little bonus here. You get an exact number ranking in the top left as well as an overall tier list. Best of both worlds. Valorant Go Volume 2 at the very bottom. Literally at the very bottom. Some of these got 0 votes. Valorant Go Volume 2 last place. That is a premium bundle that some people paid $70 for. Yikes. Okay, it is what it is. Up from there, we have the Nunca Olvidados. I'm sorry for butchering that. Then we have Luna. After that, we have Immortalized, followed by Guardrail Vandal. After that, we have Tethered Realms. Oh my god, this thing came out. First dual wield knife bundle. Absolute flop. All the way down here with 0 votes. All right, after that, we have Team Ace. Again, a lot of stuff like the Battle Pass actually outpaced a lot of these Vandals, which is just insane. After that, we have the Starlit Odyssey, then we have Sensation, followed by Schema, then No Limits, then Lux, then Endeavor, followed by Aristocrat. By the way, I think this would have been like a C tier in my opinion if it was a battle pass instead of costed a lot of money. Just wanted to put that there. Then we have Transition, followed by Monstrosity, and then Torque, kind of funny. Then Halomoku, and then Ventori, followed by Sylvanas. I'm surprised Sylvanas is even this far up. I don't feel these are placed the best number-wise, but they're placed good in the sense that they are definitely all D tier. Then we have Sandswept, followed by Horizon, back when they thought green screens were the way. Then we have Hive Mind, shout out to I think the second battle pass ever in Valorant, followed by Crimson Beast, absolute Walmart version of Elder Flame. Then we have Avalanche, followed by Lycan's Bane, Wasteland, Titan Mail. Titan Mail had, in my opinion, Titan Mail had potential, but they butchered it. Then Sarmad after that. Then we have Bubble Pop, followed by Wonder Stallion. Man, I think the knife was pretty unique, but I have never seen this in game, by the way. I've never seen some of these in game ever. Followed by the MK Vandal, and then Prism 2, followed by Ego. Oh my god, the amount of times I keep saying followed by. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. It's just so many to go through. Then we have .sys, and then we have Ruin, then we have Nitro, then we have Depths, then we have Cavalier, and last but not least, well, it's definitely least, it's literally in D tier, Winter Wonderland. Okay, that rapid fires over half of the Vandals, I think, or about half of the Vandals, all just straight in D tier. Like half of the skins in this game, no one cares about. They're just straight up in D tier with very, very little, like 0 to 8 votes is all they got, by the way. So they're all in D tier. Then we get to move on to the C tier. I think C tier plus, though, they're all pretty notable skins, which is not too bad. You'll see any battle pass skins that make their way. Just want to mention, I kind of went through it pretty quick, but in D tier, let's say Ruin, I would put that in C tier, but it is what it is. We're basing it off of votes. I don't know how Ruin lost to Nitro, Depths, Cavalier, and Winter Wonderland, but okay, anyways, moving on. All right, now before we continue with the video, a quick word from today's sponsor, and it's kind of fun. I get to show you my setup. This is my current setup. I like the way it looks. There's nothing inherently that wrong about it, but you probably notice immediately it is quite cramped. I sit in the corner. I like sim racing, but can barely fit it in. If I'm using the pedals, I'm literally kicking my PC, and my PC is on the floor instead of my desk. And the desk itself is overall cheap. It is literally chipping. So while stylistically it's not terrible, ergonomically it is. And that's where FlexiSpot, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. They sent me the E7 Plus. They have a lot of different desks and we'll get back to that. But for now, me and my dog are going to assemble this standing desk. I lay out all the parts and it was honestly overall very straightforward. You put the legs on the desk. The wiring is like 3 cables and there you go. Now the desk is assembled and I am doing a dog test. It starts, my dog is so confused. confused. I started raising it. I want to see how high it can go. And it can go ridiculously high. I'm not going to lie. It is extremely impressive. But let's get back to actually setting up my PC. I started laying out sort of how I wanted it to look, played around with it, and eventually was able to get everything booted up. Now, what's extremely impressive is I have a lot going on. Like if you didn't have a XLR mic, you didn't have all the content creator stuff, you didn't have the sim racing, it would have looked super clean with like no wires, but I have so much extra accessories. But even then, they sent, let's say, this accessory here that allows me to put outlets on my desk, and it has a USB-C and USB-A for even an extra clean look. The modular allows you to do standing, sitting, and set presets, so you can do up to 4 presets on the standing, the sitting, the 1, and the 2. So it's overall super customizable. Being able to change it just feels great. I literally streamed while standing and it felt amazing. It comes with another accessory that allows me to kind of hook all the wires at the bottom, allowing it to go up and down smoothly. And the stability is mind-blowing. I cannot move this desk. It is planted. Nothing shakes. It is super impressive. It's ergonomic and it's quite amazing. Now, this is their top of the line desk. They were nice enough to send it out, but they have a ton of different price points and sizes on their website. I have, again, the E7 Plus, but there's the E2 Lite, E7L if you want to go corner. There's a ton. There is a ton at a ton of different price points, dropping as low as like what, $129. It is crazy affordable, and that's Canadian dollars, even cheaper USD. I mean, I redid my entire setup just so I could use the FlexiSpot desk because that's how much I like it. And you can use my promo code YTE7P50 right here on screen for $50 off on their E7 Pro standing desk. Link down below, and thanks to FlexiSpot for sponsoring today's video. All right, welcome back. So C tier, here we go. It's a very short list, I'm not gonna lie. Starting at the bottom of the C tier, we have the Orion. I think this is a really good spot for it. It is kind of the essence, in my opinion, of a C tier, followed by Altitude. I don't know how Altitude beat Orion, but it's fine. Between the two that you have to actually pay for, I would go Orion. But Altitude, you know, maybe you're a Toy Story fan or something, I could see it. Then we have K-Tac. This is very solid here, changes the look of the Vandal, and it is a Battle Pass skin. I think it's really good in C tier. Followed by the Comet Vandal. Same thing going on here. I think the Comet Vandal is perfect in this position right here. Then we have .exe. I think this is just a nostalgia play. I mean, it's the first ever Vandal and the first ever Battle Pass. So I guess just for that, like being an OG, I guess we could put it in C tier. Theoretically, it should be D, but I would let that slide. I own it. I would let that slide. Then we have the Black Market. Also another pretty interesting essence of what C tier is. Cool idea. Doesn't really speak to the Valorant audience too much, so that's why it's there. And then last but not least, we have Sakura. I think that is also a really good C tier. It's like weird. It's like they're clean, niche enough, but nothing too wow. So like I think C tier is actually super good. I'm not gonna lie. I think C tier is such a high quality C tier in terms of what we put in here, or what the community put in here, or what ChatGPT put in here. Either way, you'll never find out. Next we have B tier. We're now basically top 30. I guess Sakura was number 30, but we're top 30 Vandals now. So everything here should be pretty good quality, I'd hope. It's literally 30 out of 76. With that being said, at the bottom of B tier, we have Origin. This makes perfect sense. Great inspect, not enough going on. It fell off for me too. I used to defend it, but yes, it absolutely destroys your eardrums. Not the greatest sound design, so it makes sense. Origin here makes sense. Then we have Neptune. Some people always say this is a criminal spot for Neptune, but it's similar to Origin, just not enough going on. It's just the polar opposite of Origin. Like Origin's got some style points but terrible sound, and then Neptune is still clean but got a lot of points in sound design. If they were mixed together, it'd be like an A tier. But either way, from there, in number 27, we have Cryo Status in B tier. This is also a really good B tier. I don't love it, but I can see why people really enjoy it. It's clean enough with a good amount of effects to just be a solid skin. Then we have Aminondor, fucking hell. This one right here on screen, this skin in number 26. After that, we have Mage Punk. I am a Mage Punk fan. I say it over and over. I'd put Mage Punk in A tier, but you guys have it in number 25 at B tier, and I will respect your guys' opinion as much as I can. After that, we have Imperium at number 24. I think Imperium makes sense at B tier. That's where I would have put it. Then we have Valiant Hero. Same idea. This is where I would have put it. I would have put it in B tier. And then we have Overdrive. This one, man, to me, it's just kind of forgettable. I forgot this skin exists, but either way, in B tier. Followed by the very last skin in B tier, number 21. So I cut off the B tier basically before the top 20. I think that makes sense. That's fair. Elder Flame. Very close into A tier. Very close. You're about to find out who beat it and who took its spot from A tier, but number 21, Elder Flame. In the A tier, the spot was stolen by Primordium Vandal. I'm kind of shocked, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. Elder Flame was never a big hit, so I think it being in B tier actually makes more sense, and Primordium starting us off in the top 20, taking A tier, makes perfect sense. So let's go. Top 20 Vandals. This is where it gets really exciting, and of course, a bit decisive. Number 19 in the A tier, we have Glitch Pop Vandal. I think Glitch Pop is holding its own within the community. It has slowly descended over and over as new Vandals come out, but now it's hovering in the bottom A tier pretty good, so basically A minus. Then we have the Oni Vandal. This one's actually also fallen off. I'm not gonna lie, I still like it a ton. I think it's the essence of what's like, I'd put this in S just because I think it's clean but premium, but hey, you guys have spoken. A is fair. A is fair for Oni. Then we have the Chrono Void in A tier. I'm a little bit upset that it beat Oni, but okay, it's fine. You guys like to throw balls around and I can respect it. After that, we have the Ion Vandal in number 16, top 16. So a little bit of a side note here. This is very important. I mentioned at the start, top 16. So 16 to number 1 is not just filtered through Discord polls, but then double filtered through YouTube, where it reaches a much wider Valorant audience with a ton more votes. Top 16 kind of encapsulates as far reaching as I can when it comes to Valorant players. So it should be pretty good quality, but still everyone's gonna have their own opinion. You guys put number 16, still A tier, Ion Vandal. I personally chose to only make S tier the top 12, because if I don't put a numeric cutoff, you guys will just vote for all your favorite skins. Like S tier would be inflated and A tier would be inflated. But that is why in this video, you have the exact numbers on the top left or top right, wherever the editor puts it, because those numbers are 100% the community's votes from top to bottom, which is, I think, is super important here. Either way, Ion Vandal, I think that makes sense. I just really hate the color waves they went with. Basically, if you're using the Ion Vandal, you're just using the white variant because everything else looks like a cartoon toy. That's my opinion. Number 15 is Sentinels of Light, a solid skin. I enjoy it. A lot of people enjoy it. The default color wave, I mean, it has a lot of good color waves, but even the default, like that gold and black, is really pretty. I think it's amazing. 14, some people would have definitely put this S tier, but I don't want to inflate the S tier. I want to keep it special. It'll only be top 12 in my videos, but still, number 14, A tier, Forsaken. It is a great skin. It is now an old skin. We can consider it an OG at this point, and it's not only held its own, it started really low, climbed up, and then held it's always like A plus, S minus technically. It's so solidified there. It is impressive. It only has 2 color waves, but both are very high quality, so one can't really complain. Number 13, the top of A tier, almost slipping into S tier, Ivory Dream Wings. It is not my style of skin. I don't really like the Ivory too much. With that being said though, I think it really has its place because it is a one of a kind for that niche. It's a little more bubbly, it's a lot more sparkly, and the colors are very vibrant. I can't hate on it. Even if it's not my style, I cannot hate on it because it does stand out in this list, and I think top of A tier is fair just for that reason. It's too niche to be S tier. Top of A tier though, just in terms of quality, when we all try to be unbiased to our own opinion, can we really complain? This list is pretty good. I like this list. Not biased, it's my own video, but I think it's a good list. Going from there, S tier, here we go. The one most people here have been waiting for. Starting in 12th place, we have the RGX 11Z Pro. Hello there, you used to be number 1. What are you doing down there? You're still in S tier, but you almost slipped out. I'm not gonna lie, like few percent more votes and RGX would have been top of A tier and Ivory would have made it into S. Holy moly, things are changing because RGX 11Z Pro used to just be unquestionably like top 10 and top 5 for a long time. So bye-bye, you're kind of fallen, but still you're S tier 4 now and I can't complain. It is still a clean skin. In 11th place, I do not really know how it beat it. I mean, I like the skin, don't get me wrong, but in 11th place, we have the Champions 2021, and this is where YouTube is important, because Champions 2021 was actually higher through my Discord, but once filtered through YouTube, it actually dropped, so I think this is why it's very important. Ivory, for example, climbed when I used the YouTube votes, which, again, more wide-reaching, more votes. That's why it's very, very important. The top 12, top 14 look different if I only use Discord, but either way, Champions 2021 in 11th place. Can't complain, just a little bit boring nowadays. In 10th place, here we go, top 10, Singularity in 10th place. I did hate on the bundle, but that was more about pricing and Riot's tactics, not the skin itself. The Singularity Vandal is a clean skin. The color waves are a clean skin. That gold is hella cool. I like it a ton. So Singularity in S tier, I can't complain. In number 9, we have the Champions 2023, completely elevating what they did back in 2021. I think the Champions 2023, in my opinion, is actually a good skin. I think it is also fantastic when it comes to the colors, black, golds, very dark colors, but then a lot of flashy lights while still remaining clean. So I like it. I think it is a very good skin. In number 9, S tier, cannot complain either. Number 8, this one surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. Zero Fang. This boy is climbing. I'm not gonna lie. This boy's climbing. Instead of, especially like I think it was the black variant, that's what people kept commenting. This shit is climbing up here. It is now in number 8. And okay, if you guys say so. It's not my favorite skin, but I like it. I think it's good. Number 7 in S tier is Arcane. So here we go. Arcane is the newest skin, so I'm going to take a second just to give my opinion. I think Arcane is an S tier skin. I think it is fantastic. I think it's a very solid niche, but that is my opinion. If you want me to be unbiased and make a prediction, I can see Arcane falling down into A tier over the long run just because it's niche and it's in 7th place with recency bias. And recency bias has proven to be a thing on these lists over and over. Anything that just comes out will see recency bias and later it'll drop. Like once upon a time, I did this near Champions 2023 and I think it was top 3, right? And now it's fallen after it's settled within the game and new skins have come out. So it's very important to note that. However, while I can see it falling in the long term, I think it is S tier or A+. So I do not dislike its rating, and I think it's actually more loved than originally anticipated. Based off the comments and people's initial reaction, I actually thought maybe it wouldn't even make S tier right off the bat, but it did. It's number 7. I like it. I enjoy using it. I love the sound design, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, we won't go into detail. I don't think it's that bad. Number 6. We have Gaia's Vengeance. Man, this always makes me happy. Gaia's Vengeance actually used to be below, used to be lower, and then it's climbed up, and I kept defending it. I think back when it was still consistently like top 20 or A tier, I would say, I don't know, I like it. I love the blue variant. I think it looks good. And now it's climbing. It's climbing. So seeing a skin I really like go up, that's a W to me. That's a W. So number 6, Gaia's Vengeance in S tier. Then we have the top 5. Top 5 are very important, obviously. These are the most loved Vandals overall, just based off of consensus. We have Araxis in number 5. This is another one that I've seen climb as a personal favorite. Just to be clear, I would put Araxis and Gaia's Vengeance both a little bit higher, but that's just my opinion. Araxis is a great skin, while not fully unique, as some skins have now copied its animations. Riot has reused them. I still think that purple is such a unique color, and even the default beige, or like sand beige, I don't know what to really call it, that sand color is just unique. Like the colors on there are very unique, and I love it for that. So Araxis number 5, followed by Reaver in number 4. So here's the thing. Reaver is finally starting to lose its place and momentum. With that being said, it's a little bit tricky because first it got placed, the top 4 skins are equal both on YouTube and Discord. So these are pretty solidified, but I actually think by the time 2025 comes around, 3-4 months from now, usually every quarter, a year or a little more, I make a new version of these lists. I think we're gonna see Reaver finally slip below top 5, but that's my prediction. I think its reload and colors are still good. I think the textures are looking a little outdated for some reason and the effects, but I love the reload. I think the sound is still good. So it's still a premium skin. It's gonna stay S tier forever maybe, but I just don't know about top 5. 3rd place, we have Prime. This one people are now saying is overrated. People have been saying it's overrated for a long time, but still it tops the list on the votes because let's be honest, guys, there is nothing like Prime. There's nothing where the reload is that changed, and I do not know why Valorant never dipped back in. Like, I do not know why Arcane Vandal doesn't have you taking the Arcane, like, the little crystal balls, if you watch the show, it's a great show, by the way, and, like, stuffing it into the top or something, you know what I mean? Or it opens up at the top. Like, I do not know why Valorant has not done more unique reloads. Like, heck, even Elder Flame has, like, the dragon grabbing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I do not know what happened with the reloads of Valorant. They have taken a step back, and this is what's carrying Prime. Because otherwise the textures and stuff, like Prime 2.0 is a lot cleaner and showcases how much nicer things can be now, but the reload is literally carrying the Vandal. So I don't know. Prime in 3rd place. It's hard to complain. This is my thought process on why it's so high, but it is an S tier. The top 2, okay. The top 2 are very interesting because what happened here for the top 2 is there's a huge jump. Let me explain. The top 4 are Reaver, Prime. 2nd place, we have Prelude to Chaos. This skin has risen like crazy. People love this skin. It's like the essence of when people say aimbot, they say Prelude to Chaos first. And when they say premium, they say number 1. which you guys have now deducted, is Kuronami. Kuronami hit number 1 again. It is holding way too strong because it is holding a strong majority, and the vote jump on Discord is massive. How many more votes? Like, we need to talk about this for just 2 seconds. You have the list now. You have the list. Reaver had 7% of all votes. Prime, 8% for YouTube. Prelude, 30%. And Kuronami, 55%. So once we hit top 5, most people kind of know what their top 10, top 5 Vandal skins are, but then the gap just shoots so far out when it comes to these last two. So not only is Kuronami number 1, it is light years ahead in number 1. I do not know what Riot is going to do to dethrone Kuronami. I don't even know in the next quarter year or 4 months if Kuronami will still not be number 1, because that is how far ahead it is, and I need to make that clear. Whew. All right, ChatGPT, a community, you 100% cooked. I think this was a very fun list. Hope you enjoyed. I barely ever asked this, but like, subscribe. Okay, bye.